What's up, guys?
What is
my
up?
name, my name is Darren, for those of you that don't know me.
I am John Tilley. I'm the CEO of Zonguru, and we are stoked to go through this with you today. We've got a bunch to cover, and we're really going to dive in and most importantly, show you two brand new tools that we believe are game changers in the space for Amazon sellers, including a world's first as well, which we're really excited to get through today. And the structure that we're going to go through today is really to ensure that we give you a few notes, but then really dive into the tools, show you how they work, and hopefully answer a lot of questions that you guys have, and then obviously give you a super cool offer at the end in a way that we can really help you guys with where you're at with your business right now. So this is a big one for us, and we're super excited, and we've got a lot of people on watching today, which is great.
Yeah, that's awesome. We also are going to be demoing a product and kind of having a common thread throughout the presentation as we demo the new tools. And I'll be honest, guys, this product opportunity is a little bit too good. I wish I would have kept it a secret, but I don't want to spoil it too much. We'll get to that.
I also like it. It's kind of strange. No,
Yeah.
So we've got a bunch, and we can play around and get some questions from you guys. But Darren, do you see any in the chat? Maybe a few. What are some of the biggest challenges we're seeing from some of our listeners today?
Yeah, it looks like challenges revolving around validating product ideas and opportunities, sourcing a good product at a good price, finding the right product, starting on the product research, sourcing, being confident in the selection process. I mean, all of you guys are in the right place for sure.
Yeah, and I see one there from Terry, like as a newbie or a noob. There's so much knowledge to absorb, and that's absolutely spot on. There is a lot to take in, and one of our jobs is to make sure that we can use that data and visualize it in a way that you can really see how to use it, how to make instant correct decisions, and move forward with your business. So I'm excited to show you what we've got, because this is going to help you a lot, Terry, for sure.
Sweet. All right, we're about 5 minutes in. You ready to jump into it, John?
So that's the end of the webinar, and okay, cool. Yeah, let's get ready. I'm ready to jump in. We still have a few people trickling in, but we can absolutely get started and start jamming through. And remember, keep your questions, and we're going to save some time at the end. We're going to run. The presentation will probably take around 30 minutes or so, and then we're gonna leave some time for questions at the end. But we're going to move it at a hot pace here to keep you guys engaged, interested, and unveiling of the cool product. So excited to jump in with you guys.
Let's do it.
All right. I'm going to jump over and share my screen.
Perfect.
All righty. Let's go over here. All right. How's it look, Darren?
Looks great.
Alrighty, let's kick it off, guys. I'm going to chat through a few things. We're going to bring Darren in to showcase some of the tools, and we're going to bounce a bunch around for you guys. We're going to move at a hot pace. And the subject of today's webinar is let the data find and create your perfect product. Strategies, processes, and new tools unleashed. And I think, what's so exciting about these new tools that we have is that what we're seeing now today in this crazy time, everyone is looking for a product to sell on Amazon. They're wanting to understand what can we sell, how to validate that product, and how do we build out our product roadmap. So it's perfect timing for these new tools, and also for this webinar, because we're really going to show you how important it is to use the data in the right way to not only find a product, but then to go and create that product and to nail that idea and take it to Amazon and absolutely crush it. So that's what we're going to go through today. And we're going to start off with a few notes and then dive into the demo. So, feel free to put this in the chat. I want to know how you feel today. If you're looking for a product to sell on Amazon, how is it going? How are you feeling? Are you very clear, confident in what you're looking at? Or do you have what happens to all of us, which is get a little bit of that kind of glossy eye look? Everything looks the same, white noise, overwhelm. Do you get a little bit of that sense when you're looking for products to sell on Amazon? And the answer I would give to you guys is that's okay. It is okay to feel that, but it's really important to have the right tools and have the right strategy to look through that, and then to start to really see some of those nuggets and those pieces of gold. And I think the most important thing that can help you there is to let the data uncover the ideas and guide your decisions. Wouldn't it be great if we could have the confidence and the ability to give the control over to the data and say, hey, data, software, can you tell me what is the right product to sell on Amazon? And that is absolutely what we have wanted to achieve when we've started to look at this area. I think, you know, a lot of you guys who are in the product research space and you're using certain software tools and companies, I think a lot of you would nod your head and say, I'm always seeing the same ideas. I'm seeing non-relevant ideas. I'm not seeing the right kind of idea for me as a private label Amazon seller. I'm not seeing the right ideas that I can actually sell on Amazon. And more importantly, I don't know how to validate that idea and make sure it's the right thing, because I'm going to be investing not only time, maybe 6 months to launch this product, and money, but if I don't make the right decisions now, how can I be confident that I'm really moving in the right direction? And so that's our goal. We want to throw things on its head, look at this and see how can we create the perfect tool that's going to use the right kind of data to bring you those product ideas. So that's what we're going to focus on today. And I think the question I just want to talk about for a second is, how important is that data to your success? And this is something that's been absolutely important for me when I started ZonGuru on day one, is the responsibility to make sure that we can give you the right data to guide your decisions. And it's always around that idea, which I've always had, which is, you know, great data in means great decisions out. If I can get the right data when I need to make a decision around my business, my chance of being successful is much higher. So great data in means great decisions out. And it's really important to understand that there is another 50% to that. So 50% is the data, and we can help bring you that data, but 50% is your business savviness, your education, your understanding of that data, and how you can use that to move your business forward. So 50% data and 50% interpretation and education from being an entrepreneur in this type of business. And hopefully what you'll see from our tools is we not only show you the data, but we visualize it in the right way and give you the right data points so that you can make those business savvy decisions moving forward, so you can have the best chance of being successful with your product research. So those are two things that we really focus in on, is both, you know, the data and the visualization of that data. I want to move on here into talking a little bit about, okay, so if we know that data is important and we know that finding the right product is important, what kind of product are we actually looking for nowadays? Those of you who are involved in Amazon know it's evolving at a fast pace. And the products that we looked for 2 years ago are very different to the products that we look for today. And I think the word that sums that up is niche within a niche. That's how we look for products today. So it's not only finding a niche within Amazon, but you need to peel back those layers even further to really nail that niche that will create that $1 million business for you. And the reason why it's a niche within a niche is because of these facts. One, Amazon is a seasoned marketplace. It's been going on for many years now. It's a growing marketplace with seasoned sellers. The sellers are much more sophisticated than they were a year ago. There's high demand. The demand on Amazon right now is higher than it's ever been. People are looking for products, buying products. Obviously, with the current situation in the world, everyone is looking at e-commerce to buy their products. Amazon has just hired 170,000 more employees just to try and fill the demand. There's so much search going on there, and you need to attract those to your product. But more importantly, they're looking for very specific products as well. There's higher competition, high sales volume, and big brands. All the big brands are now playing in the space. So if I'm talking to us as a private label, small business seller, what are the types of products we're looking for on Amazon? We have to not just look for page one commodity goods, yoga mats, whatever those are. We need to really dig deep into the data and find those nuggets that are not as competitive, but still have great demand. And you will absolutely still have $1 million business. It's absolutely a niche game. You have 350 million people in the US alone looking for products on Amazon. So if you can find that little slice, that little niche, you absolutely have a gold mine over there. And those opportunities are everywhere, but you need the data to be able to peel back those layers and actually show that to you. Hopefully you guys are following along. That is absolutely the type of product that we're looking for. And now importantly, how do you actually validate that niche? And this is where we get into the visualization of the data. And I want Darren, maybe you can jump in here and talk. I know you do this every single day with the products you're looking for. Maybe you can talk a little bit to our niche radar, which is one of the tools that we use to actually validate a niche.
Sure. So the niche radar or the niche radar method basically takes into account the 4 main areas that you absolutely need to pay attention to when you're validating a product opportunity. So they're pretty straightforward, but all 4 of them make up the way in which we basically give a score to products. You can see here on the left, the Zonger Niche Rater score is made up of these 4 things. So they're really important to remember. The first is demand. Obviously, this is important. People need to be searching for the product. They need to be buying the product. There's no point in really selling in a product category if just you and your friends know about it. There needs to be a market for it. The second is competition opportunity. Not only how strong is the competition and how long they've been around, but how business, this goes back to what you were talking about. How much business savvy do they have? Especially on Amazon. There's actually big brands out there that don't have very much business savvy. And then on the flip side of that, smaller private label sellers that have much more, things like their ability to optimize their listing, take great photos, connect with their customers. So you want to see some competition, but not too much. The capital required. This is the investment sweet spot. And an absolutely critical thing that you need to know before diving in and before spending money is how much money is this going to cost me to launch? 3 months down the track, how much money can I assume I've invested and then begin to see a return on? And then the fourth one is profit opportunity. So can I actually make money on every sale? That's super important. It doesn't matter if you're selling $100,000 in gross revenue every single month if that's exactly what it cost you to sell that product, because then you're netting out at zero. So that comes down to the price of the product as well as how efficient your processes are at launching, understanding the metrics, understanding your finances. And then finally, this is a soft skill, and this doesn't get accounted for into the niche score, but it is probably, they're all super important, but for me, this is absolutely the most critical thing to understand. It's differentiation. Can you stand out from the people that are on page 1 and provide a clear answer to the question, why would somebody choose my product over what else is out there? There's a lot of different ways to do this. We're not going to list every single one, but they span from, does the product look different? Does it serve a different purpose? Is it smaller? Is it quieter? Is it softer? All the way through to the branding, the packaging, the photography, the listing copy. All of these things together can create a really well differentiated product that just stands out and wows your customer. We're going to be looking at some examples of brands and products that do that, and then some that just don't and still make sales. But on the flip side, if you can do it much better, you can really dominate a market and corner that niche within a niche.
Yeah, it's kind of like answering that question. If my product was on page 1 with all the other competitors on there, would my product be chosen 90% of the time as the product that they would want to buy? And through differentiation, you can absolutely get there. So, this is, if you're not familiar with Zonguru, this niche score is something that we have in all of our product research tools. And it absolutely is a way that you can quickly validate a product potential. And what's great about the niche score, and we call it the rainbow niche score, is we break it down into those 4 aspects and we give a rating for each of those. And as you get more and more familiar with our tools and this rating score, you'll be able to trust that more and make some instant decisions around that. So we want to make sure that you at least understand the basics of why we use this niche score to validate product ideas. And you're going to see this come to life when we get in and start to demo the tool. But just for fun, these are the kind of products that we find, and we give some scoring around that. These things are absolutely fire. I hope you guys appreciate that little animation. But for example, these are just 3 basic product ideas that absolutely would be interesting to look into deeper. And you can see we give the monthly sales, the revenue, the niche score for each of these. And that will help you to identify first, based on the data, hey, is this worthwhile selling? And then secondarily, how do I actually differentiate this? And that's that business savviness as well, to think about how you could differentiate this to actually take it to market.
Yeah, and just a quick call out as well. Each one of these examples is visually stimulating. Like they're differentiated. You can tell because they actually, I've looked at each of these product categories and they stand out obviously on page 1. The yoga wheel in the middle, it's just like that looks comfortable to use, bright colors. The bassinet on the left, it has a particular style. It's it looks very, very stylish. And then on the right, that looks like a really cool, awesome scuba mask to use, or snorkel mask, rather than the one that just basically suffocates your nose and like is no fun to use. So, these are just good examples of differentiation as well.
Excellent. Yeah. So we're going to dive in and we're going to show you a few examples in a second. But I think that going back to this whole sense of like, okay, how do we actually, why is data important? What are we actually looking for, which is that niche within a niche? And how do we validate product ideas? These are all great if you know what you're looking for. But we wanted to answer the question, which is how can we actually serve you powerful product ideas on a platter? And we've absolutely built a tool for that. So this is an actual tool set that even without adding any keywords, but adding certain filters or even us choosing those filters for you, we will absolutely serve you ideas that you've never even thought of, that you can quickly validate and see if you're interested in selling on Amazon. We're going to show you that in a second. We literally provide you with these products in 60 seconds. And I think what's really different about this, for those of you who know about product research databases, other tools out there in the space, a lot of them are product driven. So they just show a lot of products, they save them into their databases. You can add some keywords and some filters and you see products. But what you would experience when you do that is, well, number one, not many relevant products. A lot of them don't suit private label businesses, and you see a lot of ideas, but you're like, okay, everyone else is seeing these. I've seen 100 or 1,000 of these. And then secondarily, thousands and thousands of potential products that are in there, which aren't really relevant. So it's not filtering and really showing you instant product ideas that you literally could sell tomorrow. And how we switch this around is our database is based on keywords, and it's a keyword-driven database, but based on actual searches that are happening on Amazon right now. We have a partnership with Amazon. We have direct access to APIs that no one else literally can get hold of, that is helping to return real-time, great Amazon-specific customer searches and what kind of products they show. So you'll see as we get into this, there's just instantly ideas that you are, okay, I could sell this, So it's really going to be interesting to show this to you guys and show you not only the power of the results that are returned, but the way that you can filter the data to really suit your needs. And it's really powerful. So we're going to jump in and actually show you a live demo in a second. But what I want to do first is show you a bit of a hype video that we've created. I'm excited to share this with you guys. It's kind of like our Apple operating system moment where we can actually show you a quick demo on the tool. Darren's going to play it for you guys. So let's watch this for a minute, and then we're going to jump into a live demo. You will see the power of this tool right now. We're going to showcase it for you in a couple of seconds. All righty.
I love that.
Got me back there. I think my camera was still playing over that half the time, but hopefully you got to see what was going on over there. It's we're incredibly proud of it. It's those easy modes are amazing, and then obviously the advanced mode is where you're going to get to. Let's jump in and demo the tool. I think this is going to be a great experience to go through and actually look at some examples. So guys, if you're following along, if you like what you're seeing, give us a thumbs up or shoot us a hell yeah or anything in there while we get set up for this demo.
Awesome. All right, John, you ready? Ready for the demo?
Absolutely.
All right, cool. So hopefully you guys are as excited after that as we have been. Every time I watch that, it puts a smile on my face. It's so cool. So here we are. We are inside of Niche Finder, ready to have product ideas delivered to us on a silver platter. Now, if this is the first time you're seeing this, as always, like when you jump into your account, you can see full demos, interactive tours. So we're going to cover this as quickly as we can, but trust me, if I get going on this, I could talk about it all day. So, all right. first things first, you have two main views when using this tool. We have the easy mode here and the advanced mode. We're going to focus first on the easy mode. Now, what easy mode does is it essentially allows ZonGuru to take the wheel and show you product opportunities based on these three core business realms. So the first is easy starters. These are great for first-time sellers looking for a little bit lower risk, maybe lower payout as well. And then we have business builder, which is kind of middle of the road. You're going to be investing a little bit more money. It's a bit more significant, higher upfront investment, but you have that long-term vision to grow the product, and it's going to have a bigger payoff in the long term. And then finally, we have big hitters, which are going to cost more upfront. Maybe the actual price per unit is considerably higher, but it also has the greatest chance of a high return potential. So how do you use this tool? I mean, it really couldn't be more simple in the easy mode. All you need to do is just select the categories that you want ZonGuru to search within. So you can select them all, or you can select individual ones. And then when you pick the business realm and click search, we're going to leverage our entire database of products and filter it down to those categories and the ones that fit within these three areas. So let's just go ahead and pick a couple categories. These are some that I'm most interested in, things like home and kitchen. I have a dog, so pet supplies, and sports and outdoors is always a fun one. You get some cool stuff in here. And then what we're going to do is let's just go ahead and, it seemed like when people were talking about their challenges, we had a lot of people that were saying struggling to find the first product. So let's go ahead and use Easy Starter. That's probably going to be the best place to start.
And just a note on that as well is that, if you want to add a keyword around a specific product category that you're looking at, you can absolutely add a product keyword, but you don't have to. In this case, obviously, we haven't added one, but if you want to go into easy mode, you can add a category, I don't know, motorbikes or whatever you're interested in, and look at results on that. So you can get more specific if you like, but you can keep it open as well. I would recommend keeping it open because you literally see ideas that you wouldn't have thought of.
Yeah. And this is why we wanted to stress the importance of the niche rater method. You can see here that we're breaking down the significance of these product categories by the niche score, the buyer demand, competition opportunity, investment sweet spot, and revenue potential. We have information around the specifics of how we calculate the actual number here. So you can always hover over, I'm not going to read them all off, but you can always hover over these if you have questions. Now, what we could do is we could actually reorder any of these columns. If we wanted to see ones that have super high revenue potential, we could do that. If we wanted to see low competition, we could do that. One important thing to know is the higher the number in any category, the better. So higher competition percentage means it's actually lower competition. So let's just go ahead and see a couple of the products that ZonGuru is trying to help us ideate with. So looks like Smoke Buddy. I don't even know what that is. That's a pretty interesting product, though. We have incense waterfalls. This is actually kind of interesting. I'm seeing these pop up a lot on Instagram. People are advertising those. Hip trainers, apothecary jars. That's interesting. What else do we see here? Shoulder holster for people with concealed carries, I guess. Let's see here. Oil lamps, basketball jerseys, speed bags for boxers. That's pretty cool. Any that jump out at you? And then why don't you just let me know if you see one that jumps out at you, and I can open it up and we can take a look in greater detail at the numbers.
I mean, I think I think what's whether we get into this or the advanced mode is maybe opening one of those up and reading through some of the numbers that you're seeing at the top that really kind of explain and help you to validate not only the niche score, but some of the numbers that we have there around search volume. The other numbers that we're seeing there.
Sure. So this was one that I opened up, 71% niche score. That's usually quite exceptional. Poker chips might be very difficult to differentiate, but I won't get too sidetracked there. So
the score actually looks pretty amazing. I mean, even the competition opportunity is pretty low there, which is interesting. Obviously, you've got to think about differentiation here, but yeah, that looks interesting just off the bat. But yeah, once you get into those numbers.
Cool. So you can see here we have the search volume. This is the monthly search volume. This is not an estimate. This is information, as John noted earlier, as a trusted third-party software platform by Amazon. We actually get this information. So this is the monthly searches from this month. 27,000. Looks like the average seller monthly does 565 sales. The average price per unit is just under $30. That's a great price point. The average reviews is under 300, which is also good. And I think that's why that competition opportunity is pretty nice. The average rating is a 4.4. This is the rating out of 5 stars that customers give this product. The average seller does just under $18,000 a month selling a poker chip set. That's pretty cool. I would imagine that the cost of goods sold too is probably pretty low. And then we can see the category that it's in. This is the average listing strength. This is the strength that ZonGuru is giving this listing based on a bunch of different things. You can see here things like whether or not they have EBC, if they take full advantage of their images, they have video, if their copy is well optimized, and a whole lot more. And then I don't want to get too lost in these. This might be a little bit advanced for some people, but this is really important keyword information to understand and to think about when you're thinking about what it's going to cost to invest in this product.
Yeah, so absolutely. I think, this is the kind of data at a snapshot that you would need to be able to look at, one, the niche score, but then two, some of these high level numbers for you to go, okay, this is an interesting idea. Let me go and track this, or let me go and look at this in our Chrome extension or other tools that we have, or favorite it and come back to it later. There's a bunch you can actually do here. But yeah, why don't we jump over and maybe look at advanced mode, or we can do the I'm feeling lucky. That's also something that we should definitely people know about.
Okay, let's run this real quick just because it's fun. This is ZonGuru is just going to pick a product at random, and it's gonna generate a list of 50 niches, and it'll pick one at random. This is fun, especially if you're like super lost and you just want an idea. Let ZonGuru roll the dice for you. Cabinet, misspelled. Maybe not a good one, but let's try again. Dog teeth cleaning shoes. Okay, that's interesting. So it's just a fun feature. That we want.
You can roll the dice. You can always just hit that. I get lost in that all the time. I hit that 5 or 6 times and just kind of see what products pop up all the time. So definitely use that. It is awesome. And by the way, that I'm feeling lucky, you can actually, it's based on that. You can just switch it to easy starter, or you can switch it to big hitter, and it will do different searches based on each of those categories. So you can jump around. Just a super easy way to just generate random ideas if you really are stuck and you just want good ideas in. But let's jump over to advanced mode.
Sweet, let's do it. So this is, I think once you start to experiment with the data and you get a feel for easy starter, business builder, and big hitter, jump over to advanced mode, because this is where you can actually really custom fit the filters to fit your business needs. And I'm going to take you through the filters that I like to use, but just understand everybody's interests in different categories are going to be different. Everybody's threshold for risk, competition, what is a good and bad niche score, all these things are different and should be kind of realized for you personally as you begin to use the tool. So I just wanted to make a note about that. Also,
Darren, just one thing. I'm just seeing a couple of comments from listeners here, just saying that it's really hard for them to see the screen. And I'm wondering if there's a way we could make the screen a little bigger, maybe control, something like that, just so that it's a little bit easier for people to see the screen, because I think it's quite difficult. So hopefully that helps, guys. Thank you for the note. And sorry we didn't catch that earlier.
Cool. Yeah, hopefully that's a little bit better. I'm going to do my best to just talk through the numbers as well in case this continues to be an issue. So one thing I also want to note is you can actually see what the filters are that we use for easy starter, business builder, and big hitter right here. Those are pre-selected filters, and you can adjust them if you want. So what I want to show you real quick is you have the ability to save filters once you found a good one to come back to later. I'm actually going to go ahead and select the filter that I was using yesterday to find the product opportunity that we're going to deep dive into. And I'm going to just talk you through the numbers real quick. So these are the things that I selected. The important ones are, I set a range for the niche score between 50 and 70. Typically beneath 50 niche score, the opportunities get a little bit iffy. You can find great product opportunities with a lower niche score than 50, but for me, I just wanted to get to it as quickly as I could. So 50 to 70 for me is a good range. I also didn't want to see anything under 40 for the buyer demand and competition opportunity. Again, these are just, I use this tool so much. For me, the types of products that I like are easy to find when I have these selections. And then over on the right here, you have the ability to filter the search volume, average revenue, average sales, average reviews, the rating, all those things that we've already talked about, the launch budget. And so what I did is I set a minimum search volume of 3,500. I want to make sure that the demand for this product is high and that people are searching for it. I wanted to make sure that the average revenue across the entire niche on page one is higher than 10,000. So or higher than 9,000. So the average seller is making more than $9,000 a month in that category. And then the reviews is always a good gauge of competition. And so I wanted to max out the average reviews in that category at 350. And I played around with this and found a really good list, which we'll show in a second. And then the launch budget, I maxed out at 25K. Again, everybody has a different threshold for risk. That's about the max I would want to invest for my first 3 months of stock on Amazon. And then finally, the average price range, I put between $25 and $80. Again, this goes back to the revenue potential. I know that the minimum I like to list a product for is $25 because that means on every sale, I'm at least making at a 30% margin, $7 or $6. And if I start to sell a product for $80, that means I'm making $20 on every sale, and I just have to make less sales to put money into my pocket. So higher upfront investment, but a little bit of a better payoff. So, and then the last thing that I did was I selected my categories. These are the categories that to me, I found great product opportunities in, but these might not be interesting to you. You might have different categories that you want to check out. So we have things like home and kitchen and dining, sports and outdoors, tools, toys and games, so on and so forth. And then one other thing I want to note is I excluded a few keywords. As you'd imagine, there's a lot of search volume right now for essential items and PPE type items. And I didn't want to see those. And then I also noticed a lot of like dog food variations and baby formula variations. And I'm not interested in those categories. This requires too many certifications. So I didn't want to see anything that contained those keywords. And when we run our search, we see some cool things. I'm just going to, again, just call out a few things. Battle belts. These are, I guess would go great with one of those shoulder holsters. Stripper heels. Interesting. What was that?
No, whoa. Yeah, interesting.
Yeah, whoa, yeah. Gold bars. There's somebody that's literally selling fake gold bars on Amazon. That's interesting. But this one caught my eye. And I think it's a great product opportunity, and it's going to be what we focus on for the rest of the presentation, which is climbing holds. Now, I like to rock climb, find it to be very, very fun. It's a great sport. And when I saw this, it was a light bulb moment because I actually just finished yesterday building my own home wall in my backyard, and it has been such a struggle to find affordable climbing holds. I looked on Amazon; they really don't exist. And they're all just, I wouldn't want to buy them. They're not good. They're very kid oriented. And they're just not what I'm looking for. And so when I saw this, I thought, wow, of course this is so obvious, because I've been going to actual distributors to buy climbing holds to put on my wall. Let's take a look at the numbers and we'll get into the details of this category though. So search volume, 8,500 a month. I bet there's a lot of keywords that you could use to drive traffic to your product listing with climbing holds though. Average sales, just under 400. The average price is $43. Let me tell you though, you can absolutely shoot that up if you have the right product and you have high quality climbing holds. I can't stress enough, the markup on climbing holds is super, super expensive. So this is unbelievably low. And look at this, average reviews, 50. That means that the competition is not very experienced or very seasoned. They're not doing their due diligence to gather and capture reviews. Average revenue, just under 18,000. Launch budget, 16,000. And the average listing strength is very low at a 4.4. Anything you want to add here, John?
No, I just think, yeah, absolutely an interesting category. And I think moving into, I've already in my head, I looked at this and I'm like, okay, wow, this is a great opportunity. I've made that decision pretty quickly, just seeing the data. But interestingly, is my mind is going to, well, how could I potentially visually differentiate this? Because there's a lot of the same going on here. And I think there's a massive opportunity to do things differently here. So, man, this is a great product. It really, this is a strong product idea. And I would definitely absolutely favorite this and move this over to look at it on the Chrome extension. Now, one thing I do want to mention just real quick at the top of the screen, I know someone was asking a question, but you can actually save this filter. So the filters that Darren's put in, if you hit under filters, you can save that, name it what you want, webinar filters for climbing or however you want to name that. And then that filter view will be saved. And also importantly, if you look under that filter view right now, you'll see, sorry, if you go back to that filtered view, you'll see the easy starter, the business builder, and the big hitter saved as filters under there, and it'll adjust accordingly. So you can kind of see how we set those for those three, and then you can add your own. So as you get into this advanced mode is going to be super, super powerful for you guys, and you can start to add all your different search criteria and save them as you move forward.
Awesome. So now that we have generated not even just one, I mean, this was one of probably about 10 ideas just on this one page. So what I would probably then do is favorite this product, as you mentioned. So I could add this to my favorites, and I have a list over here, my coveted favorite products. And then I would open this in the Chrome extension to take a deeper look at. You can click this icon here, and it'll open this product opportunity on Amazon.com. And you can see here that the keyword's already injected and the niche rater is opened up. Now, I want to go ahead and just answer this question because I'm sure it'll come up. One thing to note is it's not, sometimes it will be, but it's not always going to be a perfect match between the niche finder and the niche rater metrics that you're seeing here. And the reason why is because the two tools operate at slightly different speeds. The Chrome extension is updating and pulling the data for the products on page one as they appear right now. So this is instant data. And the niche finder, on the other hand, updates every few days. And the reason for that is it doesn't need to update instantly. So we want to make sure that the tools are running as fast as possible. And so sometimes as new listings come into the space, certain sellers drop off, the data in the Chrome extension is going to look a little bit different from the niche finder. So you can see here, I could again talk about the numbers all day long, but this is another great way. And the second step towards validating the idea, once you've used the niche finder to generate the idea, is you then look at the numbers again in the Chrome extension, and you get a real feel for the numbers. But what I want to talk about really quickly is actually what we see on this page and why this is a good opportunity, and a kind of a nuanced point here, which is understanding the product that you want to sell. For me, I'm interested in this. I like climbing. I've been doing it for years. I know the brands. I know I know the space so well. So I know I could market this product. And I know when I look at this category that, quite frankly, a lot of this is junk. I looked when I was looking to buy climbing holds, and I didn't even go onto page 2 because I could just tell this was, people that don't know climbing and aren't trying to sell to the target demographic that I am. And so what I would want to sell is more kind of technical products and products for people that are trying to build home walls, or gyms that are trying to fill their gyms with amazing, beautiful holds. Now, what I see is a lot of really glassy, small, very, very similar shaped holds that look like they're oriented towards kids. And that's just not who I would want to market my product towards. Yes, some of these sellers do a good job of showing exactly what is going to come in the box, but nobody is doing a good job of making this feel like a serious climbing company. So I just want to note that it's really, really important, and you're going to see why in just a second.
I think to sum that note up, this is about understanding your avatar, and whatever product you decide to choose, that business savviness of really understanding who your avatar is, what are they actually looking for, and then creating your solution and your packaging to solve and to connect with that customer is absolutely critical. So, whether it's climbing or whether it's something else, make sure you understand your avatar. And Darren, we're going to want to hustle a little bit because I know we're running along here, but if we've got a bunch still to get through here.
Sweet, perfect. So just two more comments that I want to make about this. The first is, you can see these 3 top sellers right now, they don't have an answer to that differentiation question. And I just want to show you on the flip side of, this is what you see on Amazon. This is what you see off of Amazon. This is what I would want to bring into the space. Good, clean branding that's sleek, interesting shapes, and an unboxing experience that is truly rewarding. I want this. I want this box of holds. I don't want this bag of little tiny glassy chips. And I'm going to stop sharing my screen real quick, and you can take over the presentation. I actually have a couple examples. So this, just because I bought a bunch of holds, you can see here, there's a difference between what we saw on Amazon and what you see here. You see interesting, cool shapes and designs, and you don't see that on Amazon.
Yeah, so great. I mean, great idea, great net profit opportunity, and great differentiation opportunity. So powerful idea. And what I just want to take stock of for a second is we just spent 20 minutes and literally out of just hitting on a few of those things, we saw 5 or 6 opportunities. So going back to what I said earlier is what you get from the niche finder is relevant products for private label sellers. I can't stress that enough. You can literally try anything out there and you're not going to see this many cool ideas and updated ideas that are dynamically changing based on Amazon's customers searching for these types of products. You're not going to see anything like that in the space. It's game changing. It is keyword driven. I want to stress keyword driven. Nothing else out there is like this. This is literally changing the space. You've got to get in there and use this. You're going to find some great ideas. But we are not done. So this is half of today. That is the first tool. We're going to get into the second tool, and I'm going to share my screen real quick, and we're going to jump into this. We're going to move it at a quicker pace so we can get to some of your guys' questions. But getting back to this presentation, Darren, what do you want to tell me?
Okay, so you have a great idea. Now what? How do you bring that product to the market?
Exactly. So you come up with this great product idea, but now what? How do you actually find the perfect person or manufacturer to create that product for you? And so we want to solve both parts of the equation: finding a great product and absolutely creating a great product. And for creating a great product, you need the perfect partner who's going to build that product at the right price and in the right way for you. And I know you guys, a lot of you guys out there who are looking for suppliers, how do you actually feel? How is that going? Is this what you're worried about? Finding the used car salesman who's trying to pitch you on an idea, who's trying to steal your idea, whatever that is. I know there's a lot of emotional, ups and downs that you go through when you're looking for the right person, because you found this amazing product idea. You're so excited about taking it to Amazon or to your Shopify store, whatever that is. And you want to make sure that you're finding not only the right person who can manufacture a quality product, but also at the right price and who could be a long, sustainable relationship over time. And so these are really important points for you. And I want to get back to that point. Remember, great data in informs great decisions out. And there's so much data out there when you're looking for suppliers who are creating products for different audiences, whether you're a private label seller, you're a retail arbitrage, you're a massive manufacturer, you're a big brand. There's all these different types of manufacturers out there for different audiences. How do you know that you can quickly validate suppliers for who you are as a seller, a private label Amazon seller, and make sure you can make the right decisions around that? And this is the kind of data that you need to know about. All of these data points are really, really important for you around validating a supplier. Now, we don't have to call out all of these to let you know at the end of this, we have a supplier checklist sheet that will give you with all of these kind of ideas in there and why these are important points to know. These are some that stand out for me. Darren, which ones stand out for you?
Yeah, I mean, I like to know the country and region so I can understand the lead times, whether or not it's an actual manufacturer that I am building a relationship with or just an agent who's kind of acting as a middleman. And then also, third-party verified and trusted is super important to me. How about you?
Yeah, I think, country and region, I think, understanding, if it's a China-based company, what region do they actually manufacture in? Or, do I want to look for someone who's manufacturing in Vietnam or India, or Thailand, or the USA, wherever that is? This is important things that you should be able to filter by. Verified and trusted is absolutely critical. And we have a way of looking at that. Size and capacity is huge. E-commerce specialists, does the supplier actually know what you need as an e-commerce seller? How do they package that product? Will it actually be packaged in the right way for Amazon.com? This is important stuff that you need to know. And obviously marketplace laws, category laws, price and MOQ, are they going to take your inquiries and responses seriously? These are all critical data that we need to filter out from all the data that's out there so you can quickly assess and make a decision before you reach out to these suppliers and find the right one for you. So this is really important data. And the question is, to find that perfect supplier, it's tough with all that data out there and the amount of sourcing sources that are out there. So we built a tool for that, and we're really excited, guys. This is the world's first collaboration with Alibaba.com. They know, based on us as private label sellers, that we're an important mix for Amazon.com, for Shopify. The private label third-party seller is a critical part of the e-commerce space, and they've been really thinking about ways that they can absolutely help to service us as customers better. And they reached out last year to a number of software companies, all the big ones in the space, put a brief out to them and said, hey, who can we collaborate with to really help not only service that audience, but help service those third-party suppliers better, and they chose us. So we won out of all of them. We went up to San Francisco. We met with Alibaba.com in the US, and they said they like the way that we do business. They like the idea that we're creating these long, sustainable relationships with our suppliers. We want to work with you guys, and through our partnership, we have created this world's first tool for Amazon sellers called Easy Source. Basically, what we're doing is we're finding verified, credible suppliers instantly as you search and matching them up with you. So you're getting this curated level of private label manufacturers that suit your specific requirements served to you on a platter. It's the best of the best matched to your actual specific requirements. And we call it Crafted by Zonguru, powered by Alibaba.com. And we're going to show you in a second how it works. It's incredibly powerful. And what's great is that you can set the filters based on your requirements that instantly update as you search. And we're going to jump in and show you again a quick demo, and then we're going to show you that hype video. In the same way, we're going to jump back into the Apple Steve Jobs mode, show you this quick demo for a minute, and then we're going to do into the live demo and jump in there. So Darren, why don't you take it on? All right.
It's so cool.
That is it. Crafted by Zonguru, powered by Alibaba.com. It is literally filtering all that data. To think of that partnership, guys, we have that powerful data, that massive database of Alibaba.com, and we have the business smarts and the experience of private label Amazon sellers sitting here in Zonguru.com, and we're using that as a filter on that data to make sure we can showcase to you guys the right data and the right suppliers so that you can instantly match with the right ones. So why don't we jump in, Darren? Let's show your screen. Let's show a little bit of the Chrome extension and the actual app as well.
Sweet. I think I might be able to get away with zooming out a little bit. Less small numbers here. Cool. So you can see here on the left-hand menu our list of awesome tools, Easy Source, REST. What was that?
No, nothing from my side. All good.
Okay. Yep, all good. Okay, so if you navigate to Easy Source, you're going to basically be able to, as John said, get now vetted and verified sellers or manufacturers delivered right to you. So, John, if you don't mind actually just turning your laptop volume down, I'm just getting a little bit of feedback. Cool. So what I want to do is actually show you the two places where this tool rests. It's really cool. The first is inside of the Chrome extension. You can see this little widget here. This is awesome because it allows you to check in on suppliers and manufacturers without ever actually leaving Amazon. So as you do your product research and as you begin to follow your nose down the product research rabbit hole, you can check on suppliers here. And then, of course, you can also see inside of the tool Easy Source as well. Let's start with the Chrome extension integration, which is going to show us the top 2 manufacturers for us based on the settings that we have set up inside of our account. So I'm going to show you those settings in a second, but first I just want to show you that you can see the top 2 sellers that are curated to fit your business needs right here inside of the Chrome extension. Now, let's say, as we have, that this is a great product opportunity. We want to check out more of the suppliers. These 2 look good, but maybe we want to see more. We'd click and it would open the Easy Source tool. Now, I just want to call out a couple of these numbers before we do that. You can see here, we see the supplier name, exactly what it is that they provide, and that they're verified. They have trade assurance, the number of shipments that they've done, and the revenue generated, as well as as we talked about earlier, the type that they are. So, whether or not they're a manufacturer or a sourcing agent, and then the region, as well as price per unit and MOQ, which is minimum order quantity. Now, what I want to do is open this up inside of the app, because this is going to show us more than just the top 2 manufacturers for climbing holds. But before we take a look at all of the cool manufacturers, let me just show you really quickly the settings that I had talked about. Now, when you're using this tool for the first time, you can open up the settings to broad, or you can get really specific. You can isolate the country, what verifications the manufacturers have, as well as whether or not the products are ready to ship or not. And this is the way that you can curate right now the manufacturers that you're going to see in these lists. You can also see a breakdown of the manufacturers in this list, the price, minimum, maximum, and average across the category, as well as the MOQ and on average, and the minimum and the maximum lead times. You can further filter these these manufacturers here. And I think the real fun in this is seeing what EasySource shows us. And I've gone through this, and you guys might notice already that, we see a lot of what already exists on Amazon, right? This isn't what we're looking for, though. This isn't what we're looking for. We're looking for something more like this. And again, this is just the second option that's shown to us. And it was also shown to us in the Chrome extension. Why are we looking at this? Because there's interesting shapes, interesting colors. This fits the target demographic that we're going after. Now, what I would want to do first, before opening up this manufacturer's page inside of Alibaba, is just give it the sniff test. Double check that all of these numbers and all the information looks right. Is the material correct? Is there customization on the size and colors? Does this supplier manufacture other things, or are they very, very specific with what they manufacture? I would probably want, as somebody that's looking for more technical products, to have them specifically be in this space, and not just a company that creates molds for a lot of different things. We can also see the price, MOQ, lead times, where they're located, the company details, their certifications. Doesn't look like they're ready to ship, but that might be okay. And then the shipments and the revenue that this manufacturer has generated.
Yeah, one thing I want to point out there, if you can hear me right, is the shipments and the revenue. Now, that's through the trade assurance program that Alibaba.com has, and it's a good way. This is verified data, which actually tells you how many shipments they're doing through that program. Now, you can see that second manufacturer, they've only done 10 shipments. They haven't pushed that much through the trade assurance program. Someone above them has a lot more, 90 shipments, 2 million. So these are kind of figures that you should be looking at, especially when it's down to 1 or 2 different suppliers. It doesn't necessarily mean you shouldn't contact them, but it's information in that can help you. And then obviously what market they specifically service. So if they are servicing more of the American markets, if you're sitting on Amazon.com, that's obviously going to make sure that they've got the right kind of verification in place for that market. So important stuff for you to look at for sure.
Awesome. And then, of course, what's so cool about the EasySource tool is like you said, okay, you have a great product opportunity. Now what? We've now created this seamless integration into that next step, which is actually reaching out to the supplier and beginning to form that relationship, getting more information, so that you're not just stuck in the product research phase, spinning your wheels. Now it's time to get serious and actually begin those next steps towards sourcing.
And now we have also, this is V1 of the tool that's come out. There's a bunch that is coming in, but also we can offer through this partnership better terms than potentially what you're going to be getting anywhere else. That would just be through this exclusive relationship. So you would be able to get better terms and a bunch of other things, other benefits as you start to contact and use the system through Zonguru.com. Obviously, we're passing information to Alibaba.com, and this is going to help you to make sure you're getting the right terms and the right programs. So as you use this, reach out to us and we can connect you in that way. So really, really important. We want to make sure that Alibaba.com suppliers understand that we are serious sellers looking for a serious business, and that's just going to make sure that they respond in a better way, from us. So super powerful. Yeah, guys, this is it. You got to get in there, play around, and you will absolutely see that the suppliers that are being returned are the best of the best, matching your requirements and you can connect with them super easy. And most importantly, you can validate that data really, really quickly to make sure you've got the right ones. That is Easy Source, guys. The 2 great tools, how to find and how to create a great product. And we're going to jump back into the presentation. I know we're running a little bit long. We want to go over how we can help you guys, because obviously there's an offer here, but most importantly, there's free value that we're going to give you, which is all the tools you need to make sure that you guys become gurus in this space and you can move forward and actually create that great product roadmap and great products. So let's jump back over. I'm going to share my screen and let's finish this out and get into the Q&A as well. All right. Okay, one thing that I do want to mention before we get into the final parts of this is with ZonGuru, it's been a massive year for us. We are absolutely building tools at such a breakneck speed. We have things like opening up for Australian marketplace connection. We're the first company to actually be open to Amazon.com in Australia. Keywords on Fire, guys, that is a massive tool that absolutely will help you to take that next step and confidence when you're going to launch and listing optimization. The keyword opportunities you're seeing there and how to make sure that you can target specific keywords your competitors aren't is really huge. Review Automator, the live training and support that we give you guys, the live training with Darren and the full team on that side is basically industry leading to make sure you guys know how to use these tools. Listing Optimizer, Keyword Spotlight, Easy Source, Niche Finder, these are all tools. And if you joined ZonGuru even a year ago, all of these tools would still be free within your same subscription. So as you sign up, you get more tools as part of that subscription at the same price. And we have a massive roadmap coming out with some game-changing tools. We've just finished our Q2 planning, and I promise you guys, there are some massive tools coming out that you will get included in your subscription if you join. Now, here's how we can help you guys. You can get exclusive access for new signups. If you haven't signed up with ZonGuru, we're going to give you an offer right now for new signups. Or if you're a current customer and you renew or switch to an annual plan, you'll get access to all of this free value as well. Darren, why don't you take us through what's included if you guys sign up, and you're going to get a package of all of this. When you sign up on the landing page, you'll get a package of all of this value as part of it. So Darren, why don't you chat this through for a second?
Yeah. So as you mentioned, not only are you getting the Niche Finder and Easy Source, which we dove into, but you're getting our whole laundry list of tools as well. You're going to get an exclusive 3-day software training with myself and my colleague Josh here. I think it's the strongest training that exists right now. It's definitely the strongest training that we've ever done. It's called Around the Track, and we basically jumped into a business case study for 3 days and really deep dive into that using all of our tools. Super powerful and going to get you going on the right track instantly. So very, very strong. You're also going to get, this has been a labor of love from myself and our designers and our product research team. This is just built and built and built. It is a 158-page perfect product and niche e-guide. So it's going to actually, if maybe you like to learn by reading and learning that way, this is the perfect resource for you, because it goes through all the things that you need to know, written down, beautifully designed, and then it also jumps into 60 products that we isolated as really exceptional products that talk about those 5 things that we talked about earlier: the niche rater method, and then differentiation.
Guys, I think this e-guide is 160 pages long of just brilliant content around how to not only find great products, but validate them. So you've got to get your hands on this. It is unbelievably powerful. And this one I'm super excited about. And we're getting some amazing feedback on this one. Darren, why don't you talk this through for a second? I know it's not the best screenshot, but
that's okay. We can't show too much of this off because, like you said, you need to get your hands on this. It is a step-by-step actionable checklist that we've set up using Excel logic to make it really simple for you to insert metrics as you go along and understand, using this spreadsheet, what your net profit's going to look like, what shipping costs are going to look like, the niche score. We color code all the cells. So if maybe the niche score is not so great, we're going to show that in an orange or a red color, and so much more. I mean, it's a massive resource. Again, another labor of love from our research team. Super strong. And like you said, John, the feedback that we've gotten from it is awesome. This is what we used as well in our 3-day training series to really track our progress. And I think that it really showed off the power of it.
Guys, this alone is worth just getting there and grabbing this, because if you're in that product research phase and you want to follow along with our type of thinking and step by step, find ideas, put it into the spreadsheet and just see whether it turns a green or orange. And then you can literally go through and validate every single step. You'll walk out at the end of this, if you complete one of these lines with one product, you will absolutely know whether you should launch this on Amazon or move on to another product idea. It will give you that literal confidence down to the actual specific launch budgets, the actual launch number that you have to do every single day to get to page one. These are the kind of metrics you need to know. This is, if you can fill this out, you will absolutely be 100% in the right place to launch a product on Amazon. So, and obviously go through our way of thinking. So this alone is incredibly powerful. I put my hand up here and say, you guys have to get your hands on this. This is really strong. And then, of course, we have the Easy Source supply checklist. I talked about this. We will take down every single one of those points of data that you need to validate for choosing the right supplier. And we explain exactly why it's important and how you should look at that and what kind of questions you should be asking of your supplier. So we include that as well. And this is the offer, guys. It is literally just $1. So if you sign up today, it is literally $1, and you get that full month for just $1. And access to at least $1,200 with all of this free value. So the training, again, the two tools, the hot products list, the niche finder tracking sheet, and the Easy Source supply checklist. And that's going to break it down to exactly $1, guys. So sign up for that $1. And literally when you sign into the account, Darren can explain this, you'll get a pop-up and you can download all this material. And for $1, I challenge you guys for the next 30 days to get in, use every single one of these tools and resources, and you guys will be walking out with exactly what you need to sell on Amazon. So, I don't think it can get stronger than that. We just want you guys to use this. But remember, this is only on for the next 24 hours. If you get in from this webinar, you need to jump in, sign up, you get access for those 30 days and get this free value. But if you don't sign up and literally take action now, you guys will miss out on this offer. So it is there for you guys to use. And that is it. Darren, anything else you want to say on the offer?
Yeah, just on the offer, if you're an existing ZonGuru customer and you already have a ZonGuru account, that offer is not eligible to you, but we have another offer that is also just as strong, which is if you switch to annual or you renew the billing period on your current annual plan, not only will you get everything that we just talked about, you'll also get another 10% off. So I just wanted to make sure that any of our current ZonGuru customers, we're not leaving you hanging. We have another offer for you. What you need to do to redeem that is just reach out to support at ZonGuru. Just say, hey there, I was in the webinar and I'd like to redeem that offer. Can you please help? And one of our dedicated support representatives will help you. I already see another question on the offer that somebody just asked, what is the cost after the first month? That depends on the plan that you choose. So if you're on monthly starter, it's going to be $49. If you're on business monthly, $99. So it switches after that first month to the full price. However, we can't stress this enough. If you switch to annual, even after that first month, you're going to get the best value and the best savings because you can save upwards of 45% if you switch, depending on the plan that you're on, over a 12-month time period when you switch to annual.
Oh yeah, I want to share my screen real quick because I want to just make sure you guys have got the actual link, which is right here. So if you guys can see my screen right now, it's get.zonguru.com/easy source, and you will get in and you can get this offer. So you can try only for $1. This is the page right here. You can watch that video again. It kind of breaks down all of the tools and how it works. And then down here is those packages that Darren was talking about, where you can sign up for a month. Now it's the monthly offer because we want to get you into that $1 and give you that 30 days, literally free $1 to use the package. And then you will get access not only to these tools, but you'll get access to all of our tools. I think we have 14 tools right now that can help you across your whole business. And I promise you guys, keyword spotlight, keywords on fire. These are tools that literally our top sellers are saying, don't tell anyone else about it because we're seeing opportunities that no one else hopefully can get access to because it's giving us an advantage over everyone else. So get in there, try it, and you'll get this $1,200 in free bonus. So remember, it's get.zonguru.com/easy source. I don't know if we can post that into the webinar, but let's put that out there so that everyone can get a hold of it.
You guys should be able to see it in the chat right now. It's published in the chat.
I love this question. I love this note from Emil. Emil, thanks, guys. Without a question of doubt, you must get the software. This is a game changer for anyone wanting a serious Amazon business. Thanks for that comment. But yeah, guys, literally get in. Try it for those 30 days, and just make a goal of saying, hey, in the next 30 days, I want to get a product and a supply and be ready to launch. And don't forget, we have all that training, that 3-day training, that product sheets. Plus, on every single one of those tools, we have a deep training that you can click on for a tutorial on exactly how to use that. So we've got a bunch of training, support, you name it. Jump in there, give it a try. So with that, guys, I want to jump over and maybe open it up for some questions, and we can just jam through for a little bit. As long as people hang on, we can go through some questions and really jump in and help you guys.
Sweet. Cool. Good to see you in the chat, Emil.
One other thing I want to just maybe I'll just present while you look at some of those questions. But one other thing I want to say, guys, if you want to get hold of us, and the best way to reach out, where did I have this? I think I had it here. The best way to reach out is right here. Let me just play this for 1 second. That's obviously the URL I talked about. But right here, support@zonguru.com. Email us. Darren's team are literally sellers who are wanting to help you and are passionate about helping you with the business. They will help you with anything that you need. Our Instagram, sorry, I spelled that wrong. Our Instagram channel @Zonguru, or on Facebook or any of the social channels, follow us there. But in particular, Instagram, it is basically a feed of product ideas and inspiration that is carefully curated. What's hot, what's not. If you're looking for ideas, follow us there. And then on our Facebook, look for Amazon Seller Insights. It's a private Facebook group. You should be joining it right now because we've got some great things happening in that very, very soon. So get in there so you get the notifications. But Amazon Seller Insights, it's basically a group that helps you guys with bringing the best experts in the space to help you guys to jump in there, and definitely follow us over there. All right, let's jump into some questions.
Sweet. Yeah, we have a bunch of great questions. I'll just kind of fire them off. So the first one that I noticed that I really like, Julie asks, I have a question about competition opportunity. 0% means that there's a lot of competition. Does 100% mean that there's no competition at all? Is there a case where 50% would be the optimal score? Not exactly. Like with all things in the niche score we mentioned earlier, you want to see the highest score possible. So 100% would be optimal, but I want to stress this point. The niche score and all of the components that go into that are great guides to give you an at-a-glance look at the potential of that category, but that's not the end of your product research. You need to be diving into the numbers, really understanding the category as a whole, so that like how many reviews do all the sellers have? What revenue are they making individually? What's the search volume like? Just the niche score gives you a good idea, but it doesn't paint the whole picture. But great question, Julie.
Yeah, I've got another one here. Brian, again, it's not clear how we can get better terms. Does the supplier know we found him via Easy Source? So the answer on that is, Brian, if you are literally wanting better terms, email us in support and we'll connect you with a way of you can get better terms. It's something that Alibaba.com has offered to us, and we can connect you in a way so you can actually get that from any of our suppliers. So definitely reach out. But the point being is that, yes, that is going to be start to get built into this tool as we move forward, version 1, version 2, version 3. The idea that people using Zonguru and reaching out through that application will absolutely be profiled as serious sellers, and you'll get the best terms. That is being built in. So we're coming up with that.
I just want to call out a couple of people. I see some familiar names: Daryl, Nicola, Emil earlier, Brian McGinnis. Thank you guys for your support and always tuning into these. I really appreciate all the kind words from you guys. So Byron asked a good question about launch budget, which is what's included in that data. Does it include molds and shipping? No, not exactly. If you really want to get into the nitty gritty of that level of detail, you'd want to use that product tracking spreadsheet. The launch budget that's in the Chrome extension takes into account at a 30% margin what it would cost to stay in stock for 3 months. We're taking basically the average sale price, taking 30% of that, and extrapolating the average sales, and telling you what it would probably cost to buy that product and stay in stock for 3 months. Because 3 months gives you enough time to understand sales velocity and whether or not you need to reorder quickly. So
yeah, I'm going back a little bit here. Alex Freshwater, he says that's great saving the advanced filters on Niche Finder. But what about what about saving those searches so you don't have to go back and research on that? Basically, use the favorite system. So as you get in and you do that search, whatever products pop out to you, make sure you save those into your favorites, and you can always come back to that at any single stage and see those products again. So use the favoriting system to save those searches, or you could also open those up and just directly put them into SalesSpy and start to track those various products. So there's absolutely a way that you can keep favoriting or saving in those searches and those products that look interesting to you.
Awesome. Why don't you take one more, John? I'm just grabbing the link for Amazon Seller Insights. It looks like because it's a private group, some people aren't able to find it very easily.
Jane, sign up. It makes life so much easier and quicker to find an ideal product. Thank you, Jane. It says here, do most people search Amazon using all categories or a specific category? That's an interesting question, Paul. The default on Amazon is obviously all, right? So you search all, and I would say most people do that. But from our perspective, if we're in the niche finder, make sure you're selecting the categories that you're looking for, because we're going to return data specific to those categories. So you can use all, but as you get into this and you start to find some areas that you really like, make sure you start to select those categories, and that should be helpful for you. Let's see what else we got here.
Some more questions about current customers asking about how to get those bonus goodies. I will personally help you. Just make sure to reach out to support@zonguru.com. It will require you to either switch from monthly to annual or renew your current annual billing period, and then the offer will unlock.
Here's a good question from Jason Lynch. Another great tool, guys. Well done. A question I had, I've been wondering, within Zonguru and the Chrome extension, when I see those curated suppliers, when I click through to Alibaba, we get taken to their website. Are we seeing an aura of high quality suppliers there? And how does that work? So the important thing is, on Alibaba.com, you're seeing every single supply out there. If you do a search, you're seeing thousands of suppliers for different types of sellers, right? You get arbitrage, you get big brands, etc. What we're doing is we're filtering that to give you the right information that is right for private label sellers. Now, when you go to Alibaba.com, you're seeing those suppliers that we pull across because you can contact them directly. But if you then search on that keyword on the actual Alibaba, you're looking at everything. So go back to Zonguru and do the search there. That's going to be really helpful to make sure you get the curated supplier list when you go there.
Sweet.
What else we got? Anything? Thanks for another great session.
Yeah, a lot of love being shown. Not quite too many questions. Let's see.
Yeah. Here's a question from Mark Deans. In Niche Radar, how can I separate multiple differing products in same search term? I'm not sure if I'm following that completely. I think if you're typing in a search term, make sure that that niche rate is based just on that search term. So the niche score is based on the keyword that you've entered. Remember, I talked about it being keyword driven. So if you put in a keyword, let's say a yoga mat, the niche score is going to be based on that yoga mat. If I then enter yoga mat for men, it's going to be a niche rater score based on that. So make sure you guys, ensure that you've got specific keywords that you put in. Now, when you get into keywords on fire, and I stress is really use that tool, you can enter multiple phrases if you like and see the results come back, and then look at the data based on those multiple phrases.
I love this question from Gianni because we've been getting it asked quite a bit in support. Yes, so currently most of our tools, probably about 95% of them, are fully functional in Europe, North America, and Australia. We're missing a couple key pieces of data that hasn't opened up Niche Finder and the Keywords on Fire tool to Europe. This is one of those things that's next up. We wanted to make sure that the Easy Source tool and the Niche Finder were perfect. And our developers are already hard at work right now opening up those tools to the European marketplace.
Yeah, one of the data is not even available yet from Amazon. So we're working closely with them to get that data. So the answer there, is basically use them on Amazon.com and infer that for what you need on the UK as well, and use the tools there as well, especially the Chrome extension in Europe and the UK because it works there. But there's that actual like search volume, etc. That stuff that's coming up. So look out because it's coming up pretty soon. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. This is a good question from Ramek. Hopefully I'm pronouncing your name right. Why are some lines in the results table of the Zonguru Chrome extension table in gray? And should they be taken into account in the analysis of the results? So the reason why the result might be grayed and unchecked is because that's a sponsored product that's being advertised on Amazon. And oftentimes that seller already also appears in the organic search results. So we don't want to show that listing twice because it might just skew the averages a little bit. So if you're seeing it grayed out and you want it included, just need to go over to the left side of your screen and just check it. All of the averages will refresh, and that data will be accounted for in those averages.
Excellent, guys. As I said, it looks like we've ran pretty long here. So thanks for sticking on. I know all you guys are sitting here and hopefully getting some value from the Q&A here. But don't forget, go to get.zonguru.com/easy source. Sign up for just $1. Start using the tools. Get hold of that free value. That's really going to help you with what we're all trying to do right now, which is find great products, build out that product roadmap, and find the right suppliers. This is the time to build that out. Guys, e-commerce has never been better. People are obviously all on e-commerce right now looking to create these products. And, whether it's your main hustle or side hustle, this is the right business to get into. And now is as good as any time to get going in this business. It's going to be huge in the next few years for sure. And it's as good as it's ever been. So jump in there and let us help you. We're passionate about this business, and we want to help you guys build this, this amazing business that really just starts bringing you money every single day. Whether you're awake or sleeping, it is there for you guys. So hopefully this helps you guys a lot. And we want to see you guys on the other side for sure. Any last words there, Darren?
No, I think you wrapped it up perfectly. I think why don't we wind it down? And if you guys have any other questions that you can think of that you didn't ask in the Q&A or we missed anything, just reach out to us, support@zonguru.com. We're there to answer your questions.
And we will be sending you guys this replay. And obviously when you get in to your Zonguru account after you sign up, there will be a chat bot there that will literally give you all of that free content ready for you guys to start jamming and reaching out to support. Thanks very much. Appreciate it.
Thanks so much for the love, guys. We will see you soon.
Yeah.
Bye for now.
Thank you.